Morning, everyone. Welcome back to our morning 11 a.m. webinar happening daily. Okay, so as we have more people streaming in, I'll just tell you more about what we do here on a daily basis. Basically, Jin conducts this session every morning to walk us through on his thoughts and ideas for a specific currency pair for each day. Okay, on Monday, we have the Australian and Kiwi dollar. Tuesday, the euro. Wednesday, the pound. Thursday, today, okay, yen and gold. And lastly, Friday, Canadian dollar and oil. Okay, so I see some new names right here. I'm just going to launch a quick poll to find out how many of you are here for the first time. Okay, so while you guys are filling up that poll, Jin will be speaking about yen and gold today. Okay, something that I believe many of you like to trade, especially gold and yen as well, because they have quite similar safe haven properties. Okay, this webinar will be very beneficial to both long-term and short-term investors. The reason being because Jin will be going through different time frames. Okay, whether you are long-term or short-term trader, okay, you will benefit from his views. Okay, however, before you jump into a trade, once after this session, please remember to do your own analysis, as these are only the thoughts and views of Jin and not meant to be a trade recommendation. Okay, so I'm seeing the poll being filled in. Welcome to the new attendees. Okay, just a few more of you to fill up the poll and I'll go on. Okay, so what do we do here? Okay, Jin runs LCMS Traders, which is our traders training academy. Okay, and you will find more details on the LCMS club later on. Okay, and as well as Forex Briefcase, where we run managed accounts. Okay, for our clients, and Jin trades an AUM of more than $8 million USD on a daily basis. Okay, apart from that, he has also spoken on many stages globally as well as locally, and I'm sure many of you have attended or seen him at these events before. Hence, you find yourself coming here to attend our webinar. Okay, and as I launch another poll, just to find out how did you guys find out about us. Okay, let me just do a short introduction of myself while you're filling up this poll. Okay, so I've known Jin for about four years plus. Okay, started off as a student, and he has helped me greatly with trading consistently, as well as approaching the market with a good mix of fundamental and technical analysis. Okay, my other team members here, Kenneth, Jinwei, and Daniel, okay, I believe has also followed the similar routes, okay, all as students. So I believe the team has very similar pathways. Okay, and we find ourselves here now today as business partners working together with Jin and each other. Okay, so as you're filling up this poll, okay, I'm just going to pass the time over to Jin to go through, bring you today's analysis with gold and yen. Thank you very much.
Thanks for that, John. Good morning, everyone. How you all today? I see actually a few names which are new. So, whenever we run a poll, if you can, I know not everyone's going to vote in a poll. I don't know why. So if you can, just click vote. So vote on either option so that we know, how to tailor everything. Because if I start talking about previous charts and this is your first time, then you might get a bit lost. So join us on the poll. We are also live on Facebook on Forex Trading Asia group. So if you're watching us on Forex Trading Asia, I know actually Godwin usually watches us on Facebook Live. You've joined us on the Zoom call as well, so that's fantastic. This is also recorded, which will be uploaded on YouTube right after. Okay, so if you miss any parts of this, you can always feel free to jump onto the LCMS Traders YouTube channel and then click like, click subscribe, and do all that kind of stuff. But more importantly, watch the video there. Okay, any questions, put it in the chat, on the Zoom chat, and then the guys will let me know that there's a question and we will get into it. Okay, most of you are Trader Club members, so just we'll do a quick brief on Traders Club. All right, Traders Club here. Find us. If you're not already a member, there's a handful of you who are not members already. If you're not a member, head on to Facebook, search LCMS Traders Club, and then click join. It is $49 a month or $199 a year. $199 a year is less than $1 a day. Massively beneficial to your trading journey. Why I say that? Just last night we had a coaching call. So the coaching call is where we go through different topics to help with your trades. So you can, with your trading strategy, so you can look at all the information here. Just last night, we talked about head and shoulder patterns, chart patterns. We're going to start a series of videos explaining how to use different chart patterns to help with your trades. We have also actually just been through all the indicators like parabolic SAR, stochastics, MACD, Bollinger Bands, all that kind of stuff, how to look at different news, backtesting strategies, stop loss, support resistance, trends, all that kind of stuff. It's all recorded, so you can watch, rewatch over and over again as much as you want. If you join at any time, you can also catch all the videos previously, so you're not missing out on anything as well. So make sure you join, watch the videos, learn new strategies, learn how to implement new strategies. Okay, some of you come from the Telegram channel. We fire out the signals in the Facebook group first, then into the Telegram channel. So not just the signals, we also give you the step-by-step strategy behind why we entered the trade, right? So the step-by-step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the reasons and the logic behind it. So not only do you earn while following a trade, you also learn how to trade while you're following those signals. Sometimes the signals will hit a stop loss. We will also tell you to hit a stop loss or whether to get out at take profits level 1, 2, or 3. You're not left to yourself to decide. We actually recommend to you what to get out at. Okay, so a lot of information there. We've got analysis, we've got updates, daily updates. We have weekly calls that I do on Monday nights where I coach people, or we talk about psychology, or we go through different aspects of trading. Today, Trader Club members, watch out. Quite shortly after this video, I'm going to be doing one video to prepare you for the non-farm payrolls coming up tonight. Okay, so that's Traders Club. What I'm talking about, non-farm payrolls, heading on to Forex Factory. Tonight, 8:30, we have non-farm payroll. It's not going to be on Friday. I've repeated this through the whole week already, so just a quick one now. It's not going to be on Friday because Saturday is the 4th of July. Friday is a holiday in the US. So non-farm payrolls have been moved forward from the first Friday of July to Thursday, right? So tonight we have non-farm payrolls. Expected average hourly earnings to go from -1% to -0.8. So we're expecting some recovery in the average hourly earnings. Expected non-farm employment change to go from 2,509 to 3,037K. So again, some recovery there, and unemployment rate going from 13.3 to 12.4. Again, a little bit of recovery there. So we could see a lot of about 3 recovery numbers coming from employment data in the US. And I'm actually a little bit optimistic, right? I stick my neck out and say I'm a little bit optimistic about these numbers coming out tonight. I think it's most likely going to be green. I don't know whether it'll be exactly those forecasted numbers or better, but I think it'll be green, better than previous. So, we might see some US dollar strength or some US dollar recovery coming through tonight, later tonight, 8:30 onwards. Why I say that, I'll give you a bit of insight of how I pick out those numbers. Why I say that was last night. where is last night? That's last night. ADP non-farm employment change was 3065, expected 2850, came out 2369. So it is still a bad, that worse than expected, but it again shows, recovery. It shows people, employing more. They're still growing. Those kind of numbers, the employment numbers are still growing. So that has led to me thinking that we might see further recovery in tonight's employment number coming from the US. Okay, so that's how I form my overall bias in terms of how I see the market heading possibly tonight, with no other news later. Tonight is actually a good one because we don't have the CAD employment numbers coming out at the same time. So you might actually see more US dollar focus when this news comes out, because usually when non-farm payroll comes out, Canadian numbers come out as well. So it mixes things up a little bit. Tonight, we might see more US dollar focus. Tomorrow, no big news coming out. So you might see as the data comes out, we might not see so much volatility, but we might actually see a bit more of a trending scenario come up. Why I say not so much volatility, because a lot of people might even be on holiday, right? They might, in the US, might be on holiday, traveling because of the long weekend. So volatility might be a little bit lower. Don't expect to hit the few hundred pips from these news tonight. It might be a quick 30, 50, 60 pips. If we hit 100, it'd be fantastic already, right? So manage your expectation for the news coming out tonight, and also maybe tomorrow. My best suggestion is to take a day off. Probably nothing much going to happen tomorrow. Rest and relax until next week. Okay, but we will still be back tomorrow talking about Canadian dollar and oil. So don't worry, we will still be here. So let's look into the charts. Today we are talking about the yen pairs, US yen, Euro yen, pound yen, and then after that I'll talk about gold. I was just looking at some other charts before, so pardon my charts if they're a bit messy. Right, so let's look at the yen. Where is the US yen likely to go? Let me just move this aside, zoom in a little bit so it's easier to see. US yen on the daily time frame. Why I look at it on the daily time frame is to give me a better view of where everything might be heading. Again, overall view. I still think that today is going to sit a bit quiet before the news comes out. The news coming out, if we anticipate that it comes out as we expected, a little bit of a positive note, we could see the US yen move up. But on the daily time frame, I'm not too sure. On H4, it looks like if you want to take that move up to this point, to the 109 point, that might be quite interesting. But remember when I said that we do not expect huge moves tonight, so I don't think we're going to see 120-ish, 130, 140 pips. We might even see up to this point about 90 something. So 80 something, 90 something pips might be the most we will see the US yen head towards. So remember, whenever we have a bit of a limited move upwards, you want to keep your stops quite tight as well. So in this scenario, if you're looking for it to go up, a good 20 pip, 30 pip stop for a 90 pip take will be interesting at about 108.40, right? So from 107.53 to 108.40 might be something you're looking for when the news comes out. So it's not something you jump into right now. Maybe place your orders, wait for that, and then let the news come out. If it reminds me, I'll tell you about something shortly after I go through the charts. On the Euro yen again on the daily time frame. So I've said this through the week. Right now, you shouldn't be looking at medium or long-term trades. You should be looking at more shorter-term trades. So that's what we spoke about on Monday night. I was guiding through the members on how to place triggers and trades on the 1 hour, 15-minute time frame. We found 110 pips in a night already, right? So that was highly important for this week and possibly next week as well. On the Euro yen, H4 time frame, On the H4 time frame, I do again, because we look at the US yen possibly heading up, right? With the US yen possibly heading up, it might drag the euro yen up as well, because US yen, euro yen, they're both yen backed, right? It might push up together. And what we saw last night, if I can jump into the euro dollar chart, last night we actually saw the euro US move up quite well as well, quite strongly within that couple of hours. You know, it moved up almost 60, 70 pips. So it moved up quite strongly. So what I anticipate for the euro yen is, if it can, right, wait for it, but if it does and can break 121.30, if it can break 121.30, we could see it move towards 122.50. That's your 100 pip move upwards there, keeping stops, you know, at about 50, 60 pips, right? But you will have to wait for it to break the 121.30 mark. Okay, be patient, wait for it to break as in go past and close, then you jump into the trade. Might need a little bit of patience there, especially as we look at it on the H4 time frame, right? So we could see that move happening for the euro yen. You can see that, you know, I've been looking at the yen pairs moving up. Actually, if I jump back into the US yen, last week I spoke about it at that point, saying that it was possibly going to go up to this, according to the brown line there. You know, it came back down, test the support level of 106.87, and actually did come quite close to my target. So you can see that last week, this week, and possibly even next week, trades can happen, but you just need to be a lot more patient. You know, either take your trades and get in, get out quickly, or be patient, put your stops a bit further away and ride it out, right? So you have to have that flexibility to adjust your strategy, to use different strategies at different times of the market, right? That's also one of the reasons why we've been, you know, putting up a lot of different strategies, using indicators, using price action, using chart patterns in the Traders Club, so that you can update your strategies. You have multiple tools that you can use at different times. Okay, so euro yen, if it breaks above this level, then we could see it go higher. Pound yen actually, you know, it does look like it's forming up for something very, very interesting. Not on so much on the daily time frame. On the daily time frame, it looks like it needs to break the 135.43 level before we can see any further upside, right? Before we can see any further upside. But if I look at it on the H4 time frame, it actually looks like, I think it might actually look like it might do that, right? It might actually test. So, you know, US yen pushing up will probably push the pound yen up as well. But we could see the pound yen come back down as it tests that resistance level of 135.43 before coming back down again. Possibly something like what happened on the 16th of June, test that level and then come back down. So when I say test that level, it doesn't have to be that line exactly. It can be in that area before coming back down again. So currently at 134.22, could go to 135.43 before testing back down. You know, that's a bit more of a technical play here, respecting those support and resistance levels, right? If it does break above, then it's actually going to be a lot more interesting for the pound yen. If it breaks above, you could be looking at a 120 pip stop for a 300 take. If it bounces off that resistance, you could be looking at a 120 pip stop for a 270 take as well. So pound yen does tend to have that volatility in there, but be a little bit more careful. I think my best suggestion is for most people who are trading pound yen, you know, probably size down a little bit, because that volatility, if you tend to keep your stops a little bit tighter, might get stopped out before it travels towards your take profit level. All right. Any questions so far in terms of the yen pairs? Let me just do a quick chat. Ben, you asked 1 to 130. Do I mean the candle to close on H4 past 1 to 130? Yes, yes, yes. It has to go past and close. I think I mentioned that as well. So mentioned it before I saw your question there. And then that's it. Okay, good. So Daniel with the summaries there as well. So, you know, if I ramble on too quickly, check the chat and then you can also see that. Derek Heng with a quick question now for pound yen. Should we wait for it to come back down to sell? Yes, Derek, for sure. Okay, for sure, in inverted commas, because do your own analysis before you jump into any trades, not just based on what I say. But my anticipation is that I'll wait for it to go up, test that resistance, and then see what happens. So if it tests the resistance and comes back down, then I would click sell. I would click sell. You know, you do your analysis, do your own sizing, and then if you feel that it's necessary and right, then click sell. Right, but that's the anticipation. Good stuff. Good stuff, Derek. All right, so jumping quickly into gold. Look at it. I love gold, right? I had been trading gold a bit more often now than previous, you know, because I'm doing that. I never really focus on gold too much. Looking at it more now because of you guys. I'm looking at it once a week now. I'm jumping into trades on the longer time frame. Last week I said that it's possibly going to come down and go back up and test that resistance level of 1800. I'm super happy that it did exactly that. I think if I go on the H4 time frame, it's going to be a bit more obvious, right? So you know, I said that it was going to come down, test this level, and go back up. What it did was it did come down a couple of hours later, and then went up and tested that resistance level, right? So made some good trades on that pair there. My Trader Club members, those of you who are always talking about straddle, look at that beauty over there. You know, it's been moving across, super tight range before popping up, and the quick profit there. You know, from, let me just get the pricing, from 1780 to, well, wait, 1777 to 1780, about 124 pips there, right? So very good move there. At this point now, I do anticipate that we could see some retracement. I think I said that the last time around as well. It's not going to go from 1800 and then 1850 and then 1900 and then 2000. It's probably going to retrace, come back down, bounce back up, come back down, bounce back up. So it's going to sit within this range for a little bit. 1771, probably nothing much going to happen here. I do think that it's going to sit across, slightly down, but mostly across before retesting upwards of 1800 again. Okay. The key points were, oops, I don't have my 2000 there, but my key point. A lot of people are calling for 2000 on the gold, but I think my key point, my watch level was 1850. I've always looked at 1850 and was quite interested there. You know, I was even sharing this on radio as well. So, you know, let it sit there a little bit before possibly breaking up and then towards that level. But it's going to take a lot. It's going to take a lot to break that 1800 level. So if you're looking into trading gold, I look at it on a daily time frame. It's really something that I set and forget a bit more. So be more patient when you're trading gold. Not something that you're going to be trading too actively on. Active trading, look at all the other currency pairs. Alrighty. Any other questions? Okay. Good stuff. How you all enjoying the daily currency course so far? All right.
Maybe I can just put a poll up.
Yeah, put a poll up. Kai's given me a big thumbs up. Stuff. All right, so John, you can take it back.
Yeah, so thank you, Jin, for the analysis today. Okay, I believe this tonight we're gonna see some the NFP coming up. So for today, I think it's best, like Jin mentioned, everybody sit back, relax, see what happens. Before if you enter a trade anytime now, you're probably not gonna see much movement, and you could probably get caught a bit when the news is released. Okay, so with that, pay attention to the news numbers released tonight. If any of you would like to watch this video again, it will be uploaded on YouTube. So please head over there to watch it again if you are not sure what is going to happen tonight. Okay, with that as well, please, as Jin mentioned also, if you're entering longer term trades, please give some allowance and buffer to your trades because the volatility could actually, let your stop loss or take profits get hit quickly. Okay, take profit if it hits is a good thing. More so the stop loss. Okay, so yep. I believe apart from the analysis from today's session, okay, there's also some element of trade management there, how you manage your trades during different situations or environments of the market. So please take note of that as well, although that was very subtle, but very good points to me. Okay, so thank you very much for filling up the poll. Okay, I'm glad that most of you like it. Okay, for those of you who mentioned that it could be more comprehensive and longer, I would really look forward to some feedback there on what more we can do for you. And definitely we will try our best to cater to you. Okay, if not, trade safe, guys, and look forward to trading NFP tonight. Thanks, guys.
Take care. Bye bye. See ya.